A lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day all day unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters.
We reject alternative facts, so come on in here and let me educate you on the facts. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Political Briefing. It's me, your host, Quentin R. Giles, your political BFF, or Q. And if you can't tell, baby, it's wash day. It's wash day. The product that has not dried in my hair, and we're going to give that thing its proper due to get on in there and moisturize this good, black, rich, grown from Africa hair, baby. That's what that is. That's product, baby. I wasn't finna take my product out early. It's wash day. Y'all know how we do here. We have to get the coils popping. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here on this Monday morning. It's Monday evening, not morning. Monday evening. You could be anywhere else, but you are here with me to talk about infrastructure. You're here to talk about infrastructure. Now, baby, I got notes. I have notes. I had looked through that Biden plan. And I said, baby, he's sending Pete Buttigieg all over the place. Let's find out what they want to do. What is it that they want to do with the infrastructure? What do you want to do with the roads and the bridges? I need to see what that is. I need to see what all those things are. So we're going to talk about that tonight because we all want to be educated, right? We all want to know where our tax dollars are going. Yes, and yes. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But before I get into that, baby, make sure you go ahead and get your Goli gummies. Get your Goli gummies. Dropping the link in the chat right now. 15, I believe free shipping until the 31st. With my promo code QR Giles. Dropping a link right there and the promo code for the people that's going to listen down there on the podcast. I'll put it in the show notes. Podcast people, I'll put it in the show notes. Promo code QR Giles, baby. Go ahead and get your Goli gummies. I'm going to go ahead and get a few real quick before we get it started because y'all know I love Zagoli. Things I love. A Goli or two, baby, or three. Let me get three real quick. Okay. Get your Goli gummies. Okay. Hey, everybody, I see you down in the comments. A.W. Hendricks down there on the Facebook. Stephanie Smith, Jessica Hernandez, Serena Hammond. Simone B. Oh, come on, Coil. Yes, I'm just waiting on this thing to set. I'm giving you Corbin Blue when it's gonna be done. We're trying to go for a Corbin Blue look. We're going for a Corbin Blue, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get Corbin or what we get, but we'll see what happens once it all dries. So, guys, let's talk infrastructure. So, as you know, President Biden, we're coming up on 100 days. I think that's going to be this Wednesday. Side note, yes, I will be snacking, Nicole. I see you down there in the comments. I will be smacking because the things is good. Coming up on 100 days of President Biden being in office, he's going to have a joint deliver remarks to a joint session of Congress. Now, because this is his first year in office, we call it a joint session of Congress, but what he's doing is what we refer to as the State of the Union. But he doesn't get a State of the Union until next year. So he's going to have a joint session in Congress and how iconic it's going to be because it's his first 100 days. And even more iconic, for the first time in American history, you will have two women sitting behind the president. So you know when the president goes and delivers the State of the Union, but again, this is a joint session of Congress, right? The vice president is always behind him because we've only had males as president, but the vice president is behind him and the Speaker of the House is behind him. Well, we know that the vice president is Vice President Kamala Harris. And so she's going to be behind him. And we know that the Speaker of the House is baby Nancy Pelosi. And so she's going to be behind him. So it's going to be iconic. It's going to be iconic. And it ain't even the iconicness, which is not a word. Kids, don't repeat that. The iconicness is like it's not even about Biden. Like, yes, Biden is the president. He was the head of the ticket, but it's not even about Biden. The iconic part is that it will be two women on that podium behind him as the president of these United States deliver remarks to a joint session of Congress. Joint session of Congress meaning the House and the Senate coming together, joint session. So that's what's going to be happening Wednesday. We will be watching that. I'm thinking about live streaming that. So you can come on down here just like you're watching today, and we'll watch it together and I'll give commentary. But in other news, baby, you know, we worried about what Biden wants to do with all our money. What does he want to do with all our money? So we've seen him send Pete Buttigieg all across America, you know, to talk about infrastructure and everything else. So I said, well, baby, what's in the infrastructure? What is it that y'all want to do? So upon my research, we're talking like a $2 trillion package. We're talking coins. And I remember the coronavirus relief package where we got our, $1,400 stimmy checks? That one was 1.9. So with this one, sorry guys, my child, y'all know I got to watch out for my old folks in my family. I'm partial caretaker, so the alarm is going off. I'm looking at the cameras. The motion sensor is going off. So I'm like, now what is this? What's happening over there? Okay, let me get back to the show. I'll get back to them in a minute. But so yeah, well, what's going on? Because you know, you sending Pete Buttigieg all across America, you know. So what's what's going on? So there will be about 1,500. Now, this is the plan. This is not law, right? This is not law. This is just a plan. This is what they want to do, you know, for all these things to come about, you know, that there has to be bill legislation and the bill has to get voted, you know, with the House and the Senate. Then it goes to the president's desk. So $115 billion to repair and rebuild bridges, highways, and roads. Bridges, highways, and roads. Okay, well, we need that because, you know, it's roads in the hood that ain't been touched since they've been laid down. Baby, foundation ain't been touched since they laid the concrete back in 42. So, okay, I see you. $100 billion to expand high-speed broadband, you know, internet. I did not know, like, seriously, I did not know that there was real parts of America where real people live that don't have access to real internet. Like, I thought we all had internets. I thought we was all on Rosa Parks internets. I thought we was all on the Twitter on Cicely Tyson internet. That's just what I thought. I didn't know that. So really expanding that internet access, that should definitely be an American right. Everybody should have internet so they can get on the internet. And really what it is, I'm joking saying everybody should get on the internet for the sake of getting on the internet. What it is people being able to have access to information. Right, then you allow people, or not even allow people, then there is room for people to decide what they want to believe, what they want to watch, what they want to subscribe to, things like that, but to make sure that they have that internet. $100 billion to upgrade and build new schools, baby. Just like the road, the cement in 42 they ain't touched, baby. They ain't touched these schools in forever. Schools look like they looked in 1904. Update the school, so they want to update the school. $100 billion to expand and improve power lines and shift us to clean energy. Now, I was just saying the other day, I was reading a quick little article, and I'm not going to go into too many details because all the details really escaped me. But y'all know down here in Texas, we had a little freeze. You know, we had a little freeze, little ERCOT. We wasn't expecting that. We had a little freeze. Well, apparently other states have since accrued a bill based on our freeze, not because we were supplying them stuff, but because stuff was locked down here, they couldn't get gas and oil. But, you know, we export that gas and that oil. You know, we do that down here in Texas. So you got other states having to reach out and go get oil from other suppliers that's costing them millions and millions of dollars when they originally got it from down here. And I was like, that just don't even make good sense. Baby, why don't y'all done showed us that the sun and the wind will power the stuff? Baby, the sun, thank you, Jesus. The sun rise and set every day. Every day. It may be a little cloudy, but it come up every day. The wind blow through here every 10 seconds. Why are we still using gas? Why are we still using that anyway? I know why it is. It's money. You know, it's corporations that have invested and want to line their pockets with it, right? But the smarter play, the more sustainable play, if you will, is to use clean energy. The sun literally comes up every day, and we can literally harness energy from the sun to supply our energy needs. So thereby, thereby also limiting greenhouse gases, i.e. climate change. So, a lot of trigger buzzwords that I just said there, but I'm just like, it really doesn't even make sense. Like for real. I'm not saying that people in oil and gas should lose their job or anything like that. Maybe we work out something to where those businesses are the first businesses that can transition into clean energy production, right? Like I'm not trying to take people's livelihoods, but it really, like us as a society, like it really doesn't make sense that we are beholden to a thing that we got to go get, when it could be so much easier when the sun literally come up and go to sleep every day. Well, it really don't sleep, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It like logically just doesn't make sense, but I get it. It's money and all that other stuff. If you're entertained and learning something, give this video a thumbs up so far. Give this video a thumbs up so far. Go ahead and give us that, because that helps us with our algorithms and things of that nature. Whew, okay. What else is in the plan? So in that clean energy, Biden also wants to spend billions on rebates and tax incentives for Americans to buy electric vehicles, right? So trying to move away from fossil fuels, gasoline, if they put that, what was that, $100 billion into the clean energy, we're talking about wind and solar, getting people to buy electric vehicles, getting tax incentives and rebates. Now, I don't know about that one, baby, because I paid my car off a long time ago. And one thing I love is not paying a car note. One thing I love is not paying a car note. But depending on what kind of tax incentives, baby, I might have to go out there and get me an electric vehicle if we get this thing passed. Well, I might have to do that. I might have to go get me one. Now, when we're talking about Black folks, communities of color, poor and impoverished communities, Biden is attempting to tackle some things, and we can walk through those for a quick second, and we can, kind of decide if we like it or not. So the plan would replace the country, so America as a whole, its lead pipes and service lines, which are predominantly affecting communities of color. Think Flint, Michigan. So when I first read that, it was like, well, thanks. It kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It kind of bothers me a little bit that it's not already been done, but okay. Okay, so that is what the plan calls for, replacing the countries, not specific locations, the entire country's pipes and service lines, baby, so we don't get lead poison and all that other stuff, thanks. Spend about $85 billion improving and expanding mass transportation, which is the main mode of transportation for many people of color. So again, that would really, both of those things that I just read, I mean, they don't really speak to Black folks, brown folks, indigenous folks, but since those things heavily affect our communities, as opposed to predominantly white communities, that's what they're looking to target, to get some racial equity and some racial justice in there. But it really would benefit everybody, because we know it's poor white folk too. But, it would really benefit everyone. And also with mass transportation, baby, I live down here in Houston, and I thank God that I have a vehicle, because I just couldn't even imagine, baby, it'd be hot. It'd be hot down here. Y'all know we had that freeze through all us for a loop, because it's hot. It stay hot down here. And that public transportation, when you have to wait and the buses come, baby, listen. So increasing that, which we should, give us something techie, give us some metro rail, some light rail, get away from the bus, give us something high tech. Also, $20 billion to reconnect neighborhoods that were cut off, bulldozed, or blighted by highways planned and built with little to no regard for the people who live there. So I don't know about y'all. Have y'all ever seen, I don't know about the majority of y'all, have you ever seen basically a highway literally running in the neighborhood? I saw one not too long ago, like last week. Literally just off in the neighborhood. Most of those communities are Black and brown. Black, brown, indigenous, because nobody cared. We needed a highway. Nobody really considered the thought or the quality of life of the people that would live there. It was just because we need a highway. We need transportation. So we just gonna steamroll this right into those communities on the outer edge of the community or through the community. And so $20 billion to rectify that, to reroute. I see some people from Houston, Tasha B saying Sunnyside 288. Maybe I was on that 288 yesterday. Yeah, just steamroll through. So there are some things in there. Now, again, even with Tasha, you saying Sunnyside 288, that's here in Houston. We know that even that area is being gentrified, right? So it's not just it's still a predominantly a persons of color community, but pretty soon, who knows what it will look like, right? Or who knows who will be there. So Biden is, I will say this, we'll give him credit that he is trying to tackle certain things in this infrastructure as it builds out, because infrastructure is really for everybody. It's not race specific. We all live here. We all would like to drive, if we have a car, we all would like to drive down the road without having our car being towed up by the streets. If we are a person that rides public transportation, we would like that thing to be a little bit more efficient, maybe have some air and some heat on the bus. You know, I think all those things, broadband, making sure people have, internet. It's not Black folks specific, if you will. It's not persons of color specific, but where they're trying to target underserved, impoverished, disadvantaged communities, I think it will help. So that's what they're talking about right now. Now, there is opposition. You know, there's opposition from both sides, Republican and Democrat. Obviously, with the Republicans, I mean, honestly, I really try to come and I don't want to bash them all day, but I can only work with what they give me, baby, because they only seem to be the party of opposition. They don't want to legislate. It's like a few of them that's actually trying to work with President Biden. Everybody else is making ridiculous calls on Fox News about him trying to take away cheeseburgers and greenhouse gas and Green New Deal. And I can only give what you work with. So I'm not trying to bash them, but you would be hard pressed to find a huge swath of Republicans in power. I'm not talking about Republican voters, Republicans in power, House and Senate that actually, are trying to legislate, like real talk, trying to legislate. So there's that. And then you also have Democrats who are more conservative. You have your Joe Manchins. Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie Smith, for the super sticker. Guy, I didn't even say that. Guys, if you want to give a super sticker or a super comment to get your comment up on the screen, feel free to do that. It's down in the comments. That is exclusive to those that are streaming on YouTube. Thank you so much, Stephanie Smith. So you got your Joe Manchins, who is throwing around their weight right now, because the Senate is so evenly divided, or is crisply, divided, that they need all Democrats plus Kamala Harris to break the tie, right? So Joe Manchin is throwing his weight around. We've seen some of I've not particularly cared for the antics of Kyrsten Sinema and wearing rings that say F off and all this other stuff, because she's been receiving backlash from Democratic activists, Democrats, socialists, left-wing liberals, if you will. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. They put a real sour taste in my mouth with her. A senator from Arizona. I was fine with her having her opposing views, especially when it came to the filibuster, that she is within her right as a sitting senator to not agree. But I think the way she's behaving, if I might, it's almost Republican-like in the antics. Not that she disagrees, but the antics that's going with it. And so I'm not really feeling sus nowadays. Because of that. So I think that also goes to show, so Kyrsten Sinema is also the first openly bisexual female senator that we've had. But I think that speaks to also with some of her positions that she's held. I think there's a preconceived notion that a lot of people have about people in the LGBT community, that they are super liberal and super, just liberal, if you will. And Kyrsten Sinema is showing you that that's not the case. So let's not stereotype those people that are in the LGBTQ community, because clearly there's that, right? So I say all that to say there is some pushback from Democrats some more conservative style Democrats that are in the Democratic Party against Joe Biden's plan. There is a small group of Republicans that are trying to work with him, just kind of like that small group of Mitt Romney, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, when they did the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package, when they tried to work with him, but it still didn't go nowhere because he was like, nah, we finna get these checks out to people. There is, there is a small group of Republicans trying to work with him on infrastructure. So we'll see where they go with that. But I'm interested to see what happens. That's the plan. We're going to move on. That's the plan that he has. So we'll be looking out for that. I'm interested to see what he's going to talk about on Wednesday. As his joint session of Congress, like he's definitely going to take a victory lap in distributing the coronavirus vaccine. What are we up to? Like 200 million in the first 100 days? Whether you want the vaccine or getting the vaccine or not, like it's impressive. They came in and started working. They came in and started working. Hey, Neva. Hello from down under. Hello. They came in and started working. Yeah, so I'm sure he's going to talk about that. I'm sure he's going to probably talk about infrastructure. I would see that because that's the next big thing they want to do. I'm sure he's going to talk about infrastructure. I would love for him to talk about student loans. That would be dope. Thank you. We're still making progress on that. Adam, I think it's Appel. Thank you so much for that super sticker. I really appreciate it. Do you know what time he's going to speak? I believe it's 8 a.m. Eastern, but I will let you know. I'm going to I have my graphics guy working on a flyer. So we're going to do a flyer and put it out because I am going to stream the talk live here. So it'll be on the actually, I'm going to text LA. I meant to text him. Get place card tomorrow from the because I meant to text him earlier to get that together. Sorry. Again, told y'all, caretaker. Cameras going off, family texting. I will talk to them in a minute. So, guys, yes, we'll be doing that. We'll be streaming here, right here on the Daily Political Briefing. That's what we're going to do on Wednesday. So, thank you all so very much for being here. I hope you learned something. I hope you're informed. Now you go out and make your own decisions. Be educated about stuff. Now that we know what Biden want to do and all that good stuff, baby, write your notes. Write your notes here. Write your notes. I'm going to end for the night, find out what's going on with fam. If you would like to and continue to help us support the mission, you can give. There's something scrolling down below to the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle to help us keep going. We really appreciate it. No pressure, but if you want to, it definitely helps. Y'all, until next time, baby. If Jesus say the same, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. Love you in the Lord. I will see you later. Okay?
A lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day, all day, unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters.
We reject alternative facts, so come on in here and let me educate you on the facts.